Hey, what's going on, everybody? I hope you're having a fantastic day. My name is Colin from Clembark, where we are embarking on the journey to become millionaires in under 10 years. And today we are going to jump into the second video of these weekly updates in what I am doing to accomplish my $1 million net worth that I'm trying to hit in 10 years. And this is going to cover week 4. This past week was week 4 of this 10-year process. And let's go ahead and jump into what I did as far as advancements in my income, real estate, stocks, and basically everything else that's going on in my life. Starting off with income, if we go back to last week's video, I set the goal for myself to complete 40 hours of work for my internship and 20 hours of work put into my real estate course. The 40 hours of my internship is done. It was my last week. I clocked out on Friday at 4 p.m. for the last time of the summer. So I am 100% done with my internship. So that should free up tons of time. Now, the 20 hours of real estate, for the real estate course, I didn't touch it at all. I had plenty of opportunities where I could have logged in, but there was just so much going on. And I know I shouldn't be making excuses right now because it's pretty early on to start getting into that habit, but there is so much going on with me getting ready for college and moving into college this week, week 5 coming up, that it kind of got pushed off to the side a little bit. So I will be attacking that, and I'll address that later in the video. And this past week of my internship was not one that I was actually planning on getting. So it's an extra 40 hours that's going to be tacked onto my income for the September budget as well. So it'll put us in a very good position for next month. Also, for progress in income is that today, the day I'm filming this video and hopefully upload this video, is my last day working at the restaurant that I work at on the weekends. So I will miss that extra money that I'd be making every single weekend, but it's progress towards moving into real estate, moving into school, and making progress with that. The last thing when it comes to my income is that I actually made contact with my boss for my on-campus job. I wasn't totally sure that I would have it with everything going on right now, so it turns out that I am keeping my on-campus job, so I'm not going to be totally left stranded without an income for months on end, and I won't have to completely deplete my savings to pay for everything in my apartment. So I'm super, super happy about that. As far as my advancements in stock investing, this has actually been a huge week. Week 4 has been a huge week because I invested for the very first time as a true investor. If you don't follow me over on Instagram, then you haven't seen my post where I admitted to, in the past, or actually for the past like 3 years, being a day trader, swing trader, just really focused on getting rich quick. And if we want to build $1 million net worth, we need to focus on wealth, not getting rich quick. Now I need to switch over my investing strategy to actually investing in companies for a long term when it comes to, months, years, preferably years. In the past, I would focus on getting in and out in stocks in like days, weeks, maybe months. But the whole point was getting rich quick, getting cash, rather than building wealth. When it comes to doing that though, you're paying so much more in taxes, you're spending so much more time looking at the market. It's just not a great strategy in the long term. You could be making so much more money by just parking your money in a company or in an index fund and letting it grow over time while you're over here building a business, investing in real estate, and all that stuff, focusing on that stuff rather than trying to just get in and out of stocks real quick and then giving half of your profits to the government. Even though the stock market is at an all-time high right now, I couldn't let my money just sit around and lose value because of inflation. So I went ahead and bought 10 shares of the S&P 500 ETF SPY. If you don't know what that is, it's an index fund. I recommend Googling that or looking up many YouTube videos on that. I would cover it in one of my videos, but I don't think I can do as good of a job as somebody else. And there's literally hundreds of videos on what is an index fund. So if you just Google that, what is an index fund, you'll be able to learn about what I am talking about. And even I don't have an expert knowledge on it by any means, so I don't want to be your primary source for that information. I bought those 10 shares of SPY at $337.78. So hopefully by the time you are seeing this, it is well over $337. If it's not, I'm not entirely shocked because it's at an all-time high right now and it's way overvalued and there's not much, it's not very sustainable. So it's entirely possible that I've lost a lot of money on this, but that's the nature of investing. It'll go back up and I'll recoup all that money that I lost. So I'm not too worried about that. Also, for the first time, I truly invested in my first single stock, and that would be of TJ Maxx. I bought 37.5 shares at a cost of $53.76 per share. So again, hopefully, if you go check TJ Maxx stock price, hopefully it's over that $53.76. If it's not, I'm holding this for a while, and if it goes down even more, I might buy even more, just because I believe so strongly in the future of this company. I'm actually gonna make a video on it later this week about my analysis of TJ Maxx and why I believe it has such a strong future and such large growth potential moving forward. I am just a beginner, so take it with a grain of salt, but I do have a strong belief in this company and everything seems to be checking out. So I guarantee you that you will find value in that video if you do watch it later this week. So those are the moves that I made with the stock market. Now, when it comes to real estate, again, I didn't touch my real estate course, so I haven't made any moves in the real estate investing, again, because I don't have capital to be able to invest in real estate. So really the only thing I can do is learn, and I didn't do that this week. So I haven't made any progress in real estate investing. The rest of my time this week has mostly been occupied with school-related activities. For example, I've been buying my school supplies for my dorm and my apartment. Well, it's like an apartment style dorm, so I'll be cooking and having to get supplies for that. I also set my move-in date and time, so I know when I'm going to be moving in and at what time this week, and the procedures with that, set that in place. I also took my test. The school is requiring all the students moving on campus to take tests for the, I don't want to say the name. Actually, I'm going to bleep out what I just said just because YouTube apparently doesn't like it. But I took that test and I was negative, thank God. In addition to getting ready for school, I also helped my parents around the house dealing with the backyard and home projects that we've been meaning to take on for quite a while. And with all that going on, I didn't go to bed by 10 p.m. every night. In fact, I don't think there was a single night I went to bed by 10, which is frustrating, but at this point, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't know. I'm convinced. And I also didn't work out every day. In fact, I only worked out like 2 days this week. So I have to get better at that as well. Those are non-negotiable. I need sleep. I need exercise. So if you guys have any recommendations or any tips or advice that you have as far as how I should go about exercising and getting to bed early, those are two things that I severely need improvement on. So if you have any expertise or knowledge that I could use, please leave a comment down below. I'd greatly appreciate it. So that of course wraps up week 4. That's basically everything I did this past week. And now let's move into week 5 and what I want to have done by the time I make the next video. So let's focus on income first. Income, my income goal for this week is that I want to clock in 20 hours for the real estate course. I didn't do that this week like I had planned, but this week coming up, I have Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday basically as free days other than going dorm shopping and stuff in order to clock in a good chunk of time each day into the course. So that should be able to at least happen, or at least almost happen by the end of this week. I should have a couple of days at the end of the week or in the weekend that I'll be able to invest some time as well. When it comes to real estate, of course, that would be the real estate course as well. So those two are kind of together for quite a while until I start getting into having enough capital to invest in real estate where I'll be able to start kind of splitting the two. As far as stocks go for this week, I want to make at least one video about stocks. That one video, if I just do one video, it's going to be my analysis of TJ Maxx and why I bought where I did, why I'm buying TJ Maxx, and about the future that I see for the company. If I make a second one, it'll be about my strategy. What am I looking for in companies right now? And I actually think that's a good video to make because I'm just starting out and I want to see how my strategy develops over time. But I'll go over what I've learned from other YouTubers and the strategy that I have in place now that makes sense to me. And of course, I want it to be valuable to you guys, so I think it is a good video to make so that you guys, if you don't have any investing knowledge, can have at least a base understanding of some things that you should look for in a company. Or if you already have experience with investing, maybe it'll add on to what you already know, and maybe you'll be able to learn something you didn't. And in fact, if you already are investing in the stock market and know something that I don't, it's an opportunity for you to shed some light on some things that I might be missing in the comments of that video when it comes. So that's income, real estate, and stocks. For everything else this week coming up, I plan on, of course, finishing shopping for my dorm. I also am going to be moving in at the end of this week, and I am going to be going grocery shopping for the very first time. I've never grocery shopped for myself. I've always been living with my parents, or I've always had a meal plan when I did live on campus, so I'd go and just, swipe and get the meal. So I've never actually gone to a grocery store and gotten a whole week's worth of groceries for myself and cooked for myself. So that'll be a very interesting experience and a huge step towards adulthood and maturity. And I'm actually pretty happy and excited for that to happen. I'm not setting any goals for sleep as far as what time I should go to bed, what time I should wake up, and how many hours I'll be sleeping, because I know this is going to be a total mess making this transition from being at home to transitioning into the dorm and my life there, because I know it's going to be totally different than it is right now. So I'm not even going to be setting an expectation for myself because that's not realistic. Thursday and Friday and probably Saturday as well, are just going to be focused on moving in and getting things all settled. And so I'm not going to be setting expectations as far as being super productive those days as well, because I want to get to know my roommates and just get settled in and get an understanding of my schedule and how things operate at school, especially with everything going on. I know it's super weird over there, so I want to get that all down before I start setting goals for myself as far as productivity goes when it comes to being in the dorm. So that wraps up what I've done for week 4 and what I have planned looking ahead at week 5. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found any sort of value in it. If you did, please go ahead and leave a like and subscribe to join us on this journey. And also go follow me on Instagram if you haven't already, where you'll see daily insights into what I am doing in this whole process of trying to become a millionaire, and you'll be able to interact with me even more consistently over there. With that being said, I hope you all have a fantastic day. My name is Colin, and thank you all for watching. I'll see you all in the next one.